Okay, how's that? Ow! Ugh! Just slammed my freaking toes into the bed. Ow! Hello, good evening. I am recording this video for the second time because my iPhone ran out of storage. So, a couple of things. First off, you may have noticed a slight change in scenery. Yes, I rearranged my room. You guys don't get to look at my closet anymore, and I know you're devastated by this. Second, you may have noticed that behemoth. So I guess that's worth talking about. Now, most of you probably have a reasonable understanding of how important my laptop is in what I do. I can play games on it with my friends, like Dark Souls doesn't have crossplay, so, you know, it's nice being able to play with friends who have it on Steam on that. Also, portable Dark Souls is really cool. All of my audio and visual work is done on that machine, you know, be it music, be it videos, whatever it is, was done on that machine. So my laptop was a Dell XPS 1500, and that's not particularly important, but what is important is that the charger is round, so it can spin. And last spring, I want to say March or so, my laptop, the charger, it was getting a bit loose, and it would only charge the laptop if it was tilted in certain directions. And I was like, okay, I need to get to the root of this problem, you know, before it becomes a really big deal and my laptop doesn't charge. So I'm looking for computer shops in my local area, and I find this place that has like 5 stars across the board. It has like 3 times as many reviews as any other shop in my town, and I'm like, okay, sweet, I will go there. And in short, I took my computer there, and they did fix my computer, yes, but they also installed a crypto miner on it without my permission, which was cool. Brandy, you're being loud down there. She's being loud. What are you? Hang on. Hang on. She was just being a goof down there. Oh, she's coming to join us. Hi! You're probably not in frame, girl, so you can't really say hi to anyone. You wanna lie down? Don't bump the camera, girl. She's laying, like, right against the tripod. She's going to move it at some point, and my shot is gonna be all messed up. Where were we? Oh yeah! I was getting screwed! So yeah, literally, I didn't even notice it for a while, but my computer was definitely running worse. Like, I used to be able to run Dark Souls 3 full max settings and only eat up like half of my memory, or something insignificant for that amount of, you know, stuff running. And after I took my computer to this place, it was significantly more. But it took me a while to realize that, and I'm dumb and I didn't draw that connection. Anywho, I don't want to get too deep into the lore of that, but basically, they mined crypto using my laptop until it just crapped out and stopped turning on. So that was cool. That was really cool. In fact, I uploaded the music for Godforsaken 2 weeks ago, and like the next day, my laptop gone. So that's been fun, because not only do I play games on that thing, use it for school, and also for this. Like, I have an actual job that I use my computer for, that I use video for. So that was a really fun text, you know, letting my boss know, hey, sorry I can't do anything, my computer's dead. So here we are, with me in need of a new computer, because, you know, going to SCAD next year to do audio and video, I'm gonna need a more substantial PC than just a laptop, so I had planned on getting something nicer before college anyways, but, well, you know, there was no reason to get a laptop for just a few months, except there is a problem in that I don't know anything about PCs. Or at least I didn't. I know a bit now, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm looking to get a good PC, and I'm talking to some friends about it, and a couple big things that, you know, I noticed right off the bat. One, don't get a pre-built PC. Get the parts and build it yourself, because that way you can actually customize it to your liking later on. And, you know, that way it's fully optimized to what you want. Two, the PC market right now is way out of whack. Like, graphics card prices, this massive brick in the center of this machine, that's the graphics card. Graphics card prices right now, for those of you who don't know, are through the roof. They're up by like 300% online, because some of the pieces in that thing are really rare right now. And so when graphics cards are posted online, you know, you have a bunch of people just freaking mashing the button ready to go, so that as soon as the graphics card is put up for sale, they just buy all of them and then sell them for 300% markup price, which is awesome! So basically, what I learned is you have to do this thing yourself, and you have to be willing to pay extra for it. Because if you want anything decent, it's gonna cost you. And so I'm talking with some friends. Huge thank you to Zell for talking with me so much about PC parts, literally assembling a list of every single part I need. That was very epic of you, and I thank you for that. And this, you know, sort of helped me get a little bit of a better understanding of what I'm actually looking for. And another thing I should mention, I don't like ordering things online. I just don't. I mean, on top of, we all know Amazon is a horrible company. Prime is one thing. As much as I don't want to put more money in Jeff Bezos' pockets, the Grand Tour is on Prime. Can you really fault me? But, you know, I notice a very common trend of people saying like, oh, you know, Amazon sucks, I hate Amazon, and then they go and buy literally everything on Amazon, and it's like, okay, what's the point then? And on top of this, it's just way better, in my opinion, to be able to just go to the store, pick something up, talk with people who work in the store about what you're buying if you don't understand it yourself, and then if it's not what you need, you can just bring it back, because that's immediate, you know, that's just go there, go back. It's not a matter of, oh, well, let me order this and then wait 3 to 5 business days for it to get here, and oh crap, that's not what I actually needed, let me send that back, and then after that's returned, wait another 3 to 5 business days for something else to get here because a piece wasn't working, and now you've wasted half of a month just sitting there accomplishing nothing. Unfortunately, it's not exactly easy to get PC parts locally, or so I thought. By chance, I ended up discovering a different PC place, not the people who installed, you know, malware on my laptop, but rather a good PC place in my freaking city, and I'd heard that they had a waitlist for graphics cards. So after track practice, like last week, I give them a call, and I say, hey, she bumped it. She bumped the phone. Brandy, come here. You gotta move, girl. Come here. How badly did she just mess up my shot, is my question. Lie down. She's so good. I mean, she's a villain messing up my shot, but she's so good. Hang on. Since my shot's messed up anyways, say hi to Brandy. Hi, Brandy. You're very precious. Okay, anywho. I hope that looks fine. I don't know. Oh, you guys can't even hear what I'm saying. Isn't that nice? So I give this store a call, and I'm like, hey, I heard you guys have a wait list for graphics cards. And the guy on the phone is like, no, we just have graphics cards in the store. And I'm like, whoa! Because I was fully expecting to pay like $1,000 for a $300 graphics card. Ended up paying 900 bucks anyways, but that's a different story. So I zip over there and talk with them for a little bit, like 45 minutes probably. Just sort of getting an understanding of PC stuff. And I give them the list Zell made for me. And I'm like, yeah, here's all of the parts a friend recommended. I don't really know what to make of this. And the guy's like, yeah, we have most of these. Whoa! So basically what ends up happening is for the next week, I'm going into the store after practice each day and spending, 45 minutes to an hour and a half in there, walking around with guys, figuring stuff out about computers and what I need to be getting, and so on and such forth. And another cool thing is that at this store, I wish I could say the name of it because it was an absolutely phenomenal experience, but I don't want to dox myself, so I'm not going to. You don't get to know the name of the store. Heck you. I'm sorry, that was mean. I take it back. Will you forgive me? What if I say pretty please? What if I say beautiful please? No? Okay, fair enough. As I was saying, another thing that's really cool about the store is that the salesmen there don't make commission, so they weren't just trying to sell me the most expensive stuff. They were actually showing me, like, here's something that will fit within your budget, here's the difference in this part, and this part, and this part, and here's why I think you should go maybe for this less expensive one, rather than just trying to get me spending, $7,000 on a PC. I don't know if that's even how much a PC costs, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? You do? Oh, that's so awesome! Good for you, I'm proud of you. Well done. So I basically decide, like, I'm getting everything here. And another thing is, I didn't care about flashiness. I could have the ugliest machine known to man, and I wouldn't care as long as it can run Halo, can run Elden Ring, can run After Effects, and can run Cakewalk. That's basically all of my requirements. And, well, you can see how well that turned out for me, but we'll get there when we get there. So Friday rolls around, last Friday, like 4 days ago, and I go in, they open at 10, so I go in first thing as soon as they open. Spend about 3 hours in the store picking out parts, getting one final understanding of, everything I want, and in total, it cost me $2,400. Yeah! So that was really cool, and I felt a very large section of my soul vanish, and I'm not even paying for the thing in full. My family is pitching in for parts of it. Most. I don't have money. I'm a teenager, what do you want from me? But still, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. And so I get all of that stuff, and I hand the guy my external hard drive and my laptop, for him to transfer some of my data, like my projects and whatnot, from my laptop to my external hard drive, so that I can have that, for the future. Obviously, I'm not going to be getting that back the same day, but hopefully soon I will. And while I don't know anything about building a computer, Seth and Jared do. So I go over to Seth's house, and that was probably the most carefully I've ever driven, disregarding the trip home from Seth's house, because I'm carrying all of these expensive parts, and I'm just like, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. I don't think they're actually that fragile, but, that's a lot of money. And I get there, and Seth and Jared help me actually construct this thing, because I don't know what I'm doing. I wasn't even gonna, think of taking that chance of building it myself. But, luckily Seth and Jared were able to help me, even on such short notice. Thank you guys, I love you, I appreciate you. You are definitely some of my favorite gamers on this planet, and that was very epic of you, because now I can play Elden Ring, which is cool. So we spend like 7 hours constructing this thing, and by we, I mean Jared doing stuff and Seth and I watching and occasionally screwing something in. It was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I was actually involved in the building process, even as little as I was, because now I have a reasonable understanding of it. Not enough to help anyone else, but, you know, I've done it, so things will look familiar to me. I can at least look at this machine and say, oh, I remember putting that in, I know where that goes to, and I know what it is and generally what it does. So that's cool, that's nice. So we spend the latter half of the day working on this thing, and we install Windows and Opera GX, Steam, and Discord. Those are the 3 things on this computer. And yeah, you know, make sure everything's working fine in terms of that. And I put it back in the box and drive home, also incredibly carefully. And I get home, and as you know, my desk used to be there, roughly, and we rearranged my entire room to actually fit this behemoth. And well, it turns out, here's something interesting about PCs that you may not know, is that most PCs can't connect to Wi-Fi unless they come with a special, like, Wi-Fi chip, which obviously you have to pay extra for. I don't think it's that expensive, but you have to still pay extra for it. And I have Ethernet in my room, so I didn't need to pay for that. So, you know, I already had an Ethernet cable that I wasn't actually able to use with my laptop because my laptop doesn't have an Ethernet port. And, so this thing does, though. So I come home, we spend a couple hours rearranging my room, you know, assemble the desk and whatnot, put my computer down, and one of the last things we did is I plug in that Ethernet cable, and I take it to the wall outlet over there, and we were recording that at the time, so I can just roll that clip. So, here is the beast. I'm gonna see if I can pick this up. Hopefully I'll be able to. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. Oh, thank you. My watch is stuck. There we go. Behold! Oh. Can you take the phone cover off? Thank you. And then do that. Get on there. Shoot. Behold! A piece is sliding. It's meant to slide though, it's okay. The monstrosity that is my computer. And foam on it. I still have the plastic on here, which is why it has the little warning label on it. So I'm gonna move that to there. Alright, here's what we're gonna do.
Do you need me to get under there and feed stuff to you?
Nah, I got it. Behold my genius at work. Okay, we will leave it at that. Now, oh well, I guess the easiest way to find out would be to do this.
I see lights.
Ta-da!
Ah.
Isn't that nice? Look how bright and shiny it is. So, Ethernet, very important. They are the same. Okay. We have a slight problem. So as it turns out, this was in fact not an Ethernet port, and is rather a landline port. Because Ethernet, I mean, you know, I tried plugging that cable in, it's the wrong size, so. I guess that was kind of stupid of me to think this house would have Ethernet. So I went on and set up the rest of this stuff tonight. Yeah, no computer for me tonight. Cause I couldn't actually connect to the internet because it doesn't have Wi-Fi. But on the bright side, it makes a very pretty nightlight. So At least there's that. This is me sitting in the bed, looking at the computer that I cannot use. A Spectrum guy is coming tomorrow to, we're gonna put well, if the lights are off, so none of you can see anything, you silly gamers, you should have told me. So we're gonna put a router on that shelf over there, so that I can hook it up to the computer. But yeah, hopefully by tomorrow I'll actually be able to use this thing. I mean, it looks infinitely less pretty on the video, but you know, sitting here it looks pretty. I wish I could just leave it on all night, but I'm not gonna do that because, well, I feel like that would be bad for it. So I'm actually gonna come over here and turn this bad boy off. Ah yeah, can't connect to anything. Goodbye, computer. I will see you tomorrow. Boop. Oh, wait, that's a... Boop. There we go. So, as it turns out, landline ports look almost identical to Ethernet ports, except smaller, which I did not realize, because I am a Zoomer, and I'm dumb, and I didn't think to actually check before just assuming I would be able to use it, because I'm a moron. So now I have a $2,500 nightlight, because all I have is Opera GX, Discord, and Steam. I don't have games installed on Steam, I just have the Steam app. So all I can do is turn on this machine, watch it be pretty, and look at my empty desktop. Which was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was more than slightly upset by that. But luckily, Mom called Spectrum, and a guy from Spectrum came in absolutely clutch and came in on a Saturday to move our router and modem up here so that I can plug my computer into it, which was amazing of him. Thank you so much. I doubt you're ever gonna see this video, but you are my hero. Other than Seth and Jared and Zell and the guys at the computer place. But you are a hero in this story, Spectrum guy. Thank you. Now here we are. I meant to film this as soon as I actually got my computer working, but well, Elden Ring is out, and I've lucked out in that my machine can actually run it, which I'd be pretty upset if it couldn't, considering the price tag on this thing. I kind of played Elden Ring for 11 hours yesterday, and maybe that's normal for a lot of people, but for me, maybe like 6 hours in a game is a lot for one day, so I don't think I've spent 11 hours in one game in one day since probably Halo Infinite, being honest. See, it's funny because Halo Infinite just came out a couple months ago, and so the joke is funny because it hasn't been that long since I've done that. Do you get the joke? Okay, yeah, I thought you would. I was just making sure. I'm just looking out for you, okay? Do you hear her? She's being loud. She's rolling around in there. She's very silly. What are you doing? Why are you whining? Brandy, can't you see I'm busy in here? I'm recording a video right now, girl. Hi. Lie down and get over. Do you want to go outside? Is that what you want? Do you want to go outside? She does. She wants to go outside. I'll be back. And she moved my stand again. Brandy, I love you, but you gotta stop. You're a villain. You're a fiend. So I mentioned before that I don't really care about this. Flashy lights, you know, a glass case I don't care. I couldn't care less. Because the way I see it, all of that is just kind of jacking up the price unnecessarily. And I was thinking, you know, maybe I could even save like 100, maybe even a couple $100 by not getting stuff with lights. And the lesson I very quickly learned is that all of the best stuff comes with lights now. So here I am. And also, this was really the only case they had in a size that was good. I will say though, now that I have it and it has all of the flashy lights, I definitely don't mind the flashy lights. They look very cool. And at this point, I should have already played the clip where I'm looking at it with all of the lights out. So I'm not gonna turn out the lights again. I might do it later on in the video. So something I thought that would be interesting to do is, since I'm very new to this, sort of get a newcomer's perspective on, you know, expensive PCs, PC gaming, and then in a month, and then maybe in like 3 months, I sort of do update videos about like, hey, here's my thoughts, you know, this has changed, this hasn't, and this is where we stand. But I basically want to give you the rundown on, you know, PC building and whatnot. And I do apologize, I initially wanted to film the setup of everything, sort of document the process, if you will, but after I discovered that I couldn't actually connect to anything and use my PC, I didn't really want to film anything. I know, it's a shocker, I have emotions, but it's true, I was angry and not in the mood to film a video. And then Elden Ring came out, and so, you know, I didn't record anything yesterday. But today I thought it would be interesting too, just, you know, for kicks, see what we get. One thing I'll say though is on my laptop I didn't have any super nice headphones or anything. I literally had a $12 pair of earbuds with pretty phenomenal audio quality, very comfortable in my ears, and they were just pretty much great overall. And those, unfortunately, have recently broken. But I went to the store to grab a new set of cheap earbuds. I came back with these beauties. These things right here. Well, funny thing about these earbuds, whereas my old earbuds were $12, these were 15, and the audio quality is crap. But as we established previously, I'm a moron, and I didn't get a receipt, so I don't think I can return them. And they didn't have any more of the good, cheap earbuds that I used to use, and I don't know where to get them, and I don't want to waste time buying more crap. I have Apple earbuds, some of, you know, these bad boys, but for any of you who haven't used Apple earbuds, these are the most uncomfortable things you will ever wear. These things suck. But the reason I bring all of this up is because I'm not entirely thoughtless. Today I went by Best Buy and I snagged myself a nice pair of, what are these? Razer? They're Razer, right? Yeah, Razer headphones. So I thought we could actually open these and test them live on camera. It's gonna be very funny if I open these things and they're just also horrible. How do I open this? Is that... Oh. Ah! Ooh! Look, we got a nice little... Look at that. We got a nice little advertisement card. A pretty extensive manual. Dude! Stickers! That's something I'm never going to use. That's loud. Ooh! Look at that. It's all fancy. These were $30. This feels like it would not be $30. I mean, look, it's fancy box, fancy earbuds, headphones. Okay, You know what? I was gonna... Hopefully I don't plan on returning these. Well, it's not pretty. It gets the job done. No! Oh, okay, it didn't fly off the table. We're still good. We're still good. So... Yay! Dude, that is nice. I really like that, if I'm being honest. Let's test these bad boys. Oh, you know what's funny? I just realized you guys can't actually hear what's on my computer right now because I turned my I muted my desktop audio. How freaking pretentious is that to listen to your own music, to test your new headphones? God, I'm such a loser. Jokes aside though, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It sounds the same as my earbuds did. Once you get to good audio quality, you're not gonna get much higher than that. But they are extremely comfortable. I prefer headphones to earbuds because they're nice and cushiony. Yeah, if you want a nice pair of, you know, decently, reasonably priced headphones, maybe consider these bad boys. 30 bucks, nice headphones, long, very long cable. I was not expecting the cable to be this long. So that's extremely exciting for me because, you know, I pretty much need a pretty long cable for this. Oh, hang on, let me move my freaking hair out of the way, and then it'll be even better. There we go. I bet my hair looks mighty fine now, huh? Here's what we're gonna do while I'm thinking about it. I discovered an immaculate remix of the Bowser Land theme from Mario 3D World. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is... Okay, so these headphones are pretty good. Now, something I wanted to do to conclude this video is essentially, well, Elden Ring right now is the game that's like difficult to run. So I thought we could boot up Elden Ring and I could sort of take you through my thoughts on PC gaming. One thing I should address right off the bat is that I've always been much more of a console guy myself. I prefer to play on a system that's, you know, made for games, and I can sit down on the couch with my friends, boot it up on a big TV, and we can all play the same game sitting there on the couch next to each other. Because don't get me wrong, I love playing online with my friends, but there's just something about couch multiplayer that online can't replicate. Also, something else that's really cool right now is that I only have one HDMI port on my computer, and the rest are display ports, because I didn't realize that most nice computer monitors have display port cables rather than HDMI. So until I buy a nicer monitor that can actually, you know, hold display ports instead of HDMI, I can't actually use my second monitor, which is awesome. Because as of right now, my monitors are literally a TV that Duncan isn't using, and the monitor from our desktop from like 2011. I am a big fan of this game's soundtrack. Now, I'm not going to be spoiling anything for anyone who wants to play the game. I just kind of want to show you some of what I'm talking about here. So, the first thing to establish right off the bat is that my computer can actually run this game, and a lot of people's computers can't. That's good because it is a higher end system, so I would be a bit upset if it couldn't run the game. And, you know, granted, at a certain, like every now and again, it'll falter a little bit, but not that much. Bows. It's literally giving me a bow tutorial right now. I haven't used a single bow this game. The moment I found Big Sword, I was just like, okay, this is what I'm using now. So what I was saying a moment ago is pretty much just that I generally prefer playing on console because a console is pretty much a one and done system. You know, you spend, what, $300 on an Xbox. Well, I guess the newer Xbox. You spend $500 on an Xbox Series X, and that thing's gonna last you about a decade of games. And so you're gonna be set with your games for a number of years. Everything is going to run pretty well on it, and you can play couch multiplayer. That's a pretty good system if you ask me. Whereas with computer, there's a few things I've never really understood about PC gaming and the PC gaming community, in that, for one, graphics, right? Elden Ring and Halo Infinite, I will admit, are exceptions. I've been following these games for a while, especially Halo, so with these, I wanted to experience them in the best graphics possible. But for the most part, I don't care about graphics, man. Like, beyond 60 frames per second, don't lie, it makes no difference beyond that point. I loathe to admit it, but the jump from 30 to 60 is significant, I'll give you that. But beyond 60, you don't need that. That doesn't make any difference. And so, you know, a big thing about PC games is that you have all these people dropping thousands of dollars on a system just to get like 12 more frames added to their game. Or, oh, now the lighting can do, you know, this gigawatt of power. I don't know. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? Graphics aren't that important because, I mean, you know, even when you turn Elden Ring down to its minimum graphics settings, it still looks fine. I mean, there are some games that I've launched and immediately the first thing I've done is tried making the graphics settings as low as I possibly can just to make it look like a potato just for fun. Like Destiny 2, I got that game. First thing I did, before I even like finished making my character, went into the graphic settings, minimum for everything, and the game still looks pretty good. You know, obviously up close textures not the best, but overall, yeah, it looks pretty good. And so I don't really see the appeal in trying super hard just to get a little bit better. And a little bit better, because there's a certain point where it's like, dude, you're spending hundreds of dollars for 12 frames. That's no difference at all. Another thing is, as I said, for a while, I really didn't get the lights on computers. It's like, oh, we get it, you have a nice machine, but like, now that I have it, yeah, I'm a big fan. I don't know if other people do this, but I've definitely spent, like, at least an hour and a half this weekend just like looking at it because it looks cool, I'll admit, and that was a big purchase, so it's like, you know, it feels kind of good to just be like, yeah, I bought those parts and I built that machine. I mean, I didn't. Seth and Jared built that machine, but I was there when it happened, so I was at least a witness. But the other thing is the whole PC master race idea, which granted at this point is kind of going out the window, but for a while there was, or maybe even still is, I don't know exactly, there was this stigma that, oh, PC is so much better than consoles because we get those extra 12 frames, or see these rain particles in Elden Ring? Yeah, those rain particles have 3 more pixels on PC than they do on Xbox. Just saying. If that's not substantial improvement, I don't know what is. I don't know. Considering graphics don't matter that much to me, I've never really understood it, because it's like, okay, congrats, you spent thousands of dollars on a machine for 12 pixels. It doesn't make that much of a difference. You know, you put Mario from 8-bit to 16-bit, he's still Mario. Granted, that's an egregious example to use, and I'm sure someone's gonna clown on me for it. But I think you get the idea I'm trying to convey in that, you know, after a certain point, graphics aren't really that important. And I guess, you know, PCs have kind of been a part of the whole console war idea in that it's like, no, my system's better. No, my system's better. PC gamers really out here be saying, consoles are so gay, and then have a machine that looks like this. Yeah, Pride Month came early this year, fellas, and it cost me $2,500. But, I mean, I'm using this thing for work, too, you know? So I needed to get a higher-end PC anyways, and as much as I wanted to get an Xbox Series X, I was like, okay, I'd rather drop more money on a better PC that'll last me all the way through college and some years beyond that, and just play games on that, instead of buying a worse PC and an Xbox. Because ultimately, I can still experience games pretty much the same way, it's just without split screen, which granted is a pretty big deal to me, but regardless, I can play games on this thing, and I can work on this thing. So it's, you know, kind of a win-win if you ask me. But yeah, now I have the flashy RGB keyboard, the flashy RGB PC, and the certified gamer headset, so it's official now. I am a virgin, and I always will be. But at least Elden Ring looks very pretty. You know, maybe I can't get girls, but... well, I have Elden Ring, so that's fun. I don't even need friends in the real world. Have you ever heard of Discord? See, it's a funny joke, because Discord sucks. We've gotten on a bit of a side tangent here, but let's get through the main point. Hi, I'm filming with the low-res webcam now, because I wanted to experiment with a new camera angle, and it's hard to fit my phone back there. My webcam is chillin' back here, kind of behind most of my stuff. Look at that, that's nice. It's kind of funny. I think I'm entertained too easily. Okay, so the main point is, I babble on about how... would you shut up, Instagram? So the main point is, I babble on for like 20 minutes about how good Elden Ring looks, and the parts that I really like, and the parts that I've noticed, and how it runs on my machine and whatnot, and so on and such forth. This video is already way too long, so the basic gist of the matter is, the game can run just fine, max settings on this computer, it looks gorgeous, and the big thing for me is that even when you turn Elden Ring onto minimum settings, it still looks beautiful, because it has a beautiful art style. You know, the art style doesn't change with graphics settings. So really, if a game looks good or not has nothing to do with how powerful your PC is or how much it can run. It's just how good the game looks. It's kind of a game-by-game basis. And yes, while there is a significant difference between Elden Ring on minimum settings and Elden Ring on maximum settings, it still looks good. I don't really feel any need to go on about this for like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna trim a lot of the fat right here. I get on tangents easily. If you want a PC that you're gonna do some serious work on and play games on, absolutely go for it. For, you know, the first weekend doing this, it's been a pretty rewarding experience. Just, like, playing on a machine that it's like, yeah, I put that thing together. You know, it feels good. I don't know what else to say. There's just a nice feeling with it. I guess the main takeaway of this video, because it is essentially like a noob's guide to PC gaming. If you're trying to get a new PC, like this thing, the biggest things I can say are, one, definitely don't get something pre-built. Get a machine that you can build yourself. And even if you have the guys there build it for you, that's fine, as long as you can change out the parts later. That's the biggest thing. Another thing, absolutely get all of your parts locally if you can. I had a great experience with the store I went to. Those guys were extremely helpful, and I understand a lot more about computers now than I would otherwise. Even though my knowledge is still very limited, it's an improvement. And I cannot stress this part enough. If you are new to building PCs, please, I beg you, get a friend to help you, or someone who knows what they're doing, if you're able to. If you're not, there are some great YouTube tutorials. Honestly, I can probably link a couple down below, but you've probably seen them if you're watching this video. But yeah, if you can get a friend to help, absolutely do that. Because if you do that, if you get a friend to help you, they can explain to you what to actually do when you're building a PC, so that in the future you'll have a more reasonable understanding of what to do, so you can do parts of it yourself, even if not the whole thing. In fact, for my PC, most of it. You know, I'm not gonna know how to fix that, but I'll have an idea. Parts of it will seem at least vaguely familiar. If you want a PC that you're gonna be using for work and for gaming, absolutely it is worth spending this much money, because now that I've spent a lot of time, I mean not a lot, but I already have like 30 hours in Elden Ring, and it came out a week ago, which, again, I know people who have 100 hours in Elden Ring, but for me, 30 hours in a week is a lot of time. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. A $25, I wish. A $2,500 machine should do you pretty well for gaming and for work, because I mean, Elden Ring is like the biggest, most robust game in terms of requirements that is on the market right now, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it's Elden Ring, and this thing can run it on max settings. When you were watching the recordings earlier, I'm sure the recording quality is significantly lower than the actual game quality, but there's not much I can do about that. But yeah, I was recording Elden Ring at max settings, so I mean, that's a pretty good machine right there. $2,400, really solid machine, and you can use it for work and games, so you're really saving money in the long run. Now, if you want a PC just for games, why? Just get a console, man. Because sure, this thing can run Elden Ring on max settings, but so can an Xbox Series X, as far as I know. Like, it looks fantastic on Xbox. So, like, why would you spend $2,500 on a machine that's more likely to be outdated in a few years than a console is anyways? Like, if I actually cared about graphics and was constantly chasing the best graphics for the newest games, I'd probably have to replace this thing in 2 years. That's absurd. I don't know. I think that's about it. For work and gaming, get a PC. For just gaming, get a console. That's the biggest takeaway. I found some interesting stuff as of late. Be expecting a lot of videos sooner rather than later. I am working on stuff, real talk, in the works. I was able to recover the footage, so yay. I was also able to recover all of my music footage. I don't know why I'm poking my keyboard as if you can see it in frame. You can't. But yeah, I'm working on stuff, because I like working on stuff and I've missed it. I might do an Elden Ring video soon. Just some funny stuff if I record anything. We'll see, I don't know. Just some more loosely based, unscripted improv stuff. That's what I really enjoy doing the most. I hate writing scripts, which is gonna make video essays fun, because I do want to do those at some point. But I don't have the balls for writing scripts, man. I'm a PC gamer, what do you want from me? But yeah, if you want to make sure you don't miss any amazing content, make sure to Google search Aegis Mind, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, ring that notification bell until you go deaf, and that way, next time he uploads a video, you'll be there to see it. And you will thank me later. Also like his videos, and dislike this one if you want. But I don't know what I'm saying anymore, so bye!